Hey, Joe, can you just start with your big picture takeaways from this game, first MAC win of the season?
Yeah, certainly incredibly proud of and excited for, you know, the players most importantly, and certainly, you know, the coaches and support staff. But like to me, it was awesome to see the guys respond to adversity in the way that was necessary after getting your ass kicked pretty thoroughly the week before. And I told them in the locker room, you have two choices in life when you get knocked out. You either lay on the mat or you stand up and fight. And our guys chose to stand up and fight and had a good week of practice. Told them we'll get what we earn, not what we think we deserve. And we played a complementary style of football. And I would imagine when we look at the performance indicators, turnovers, explosives, third down, red zone, and special teams, we won a bunch of them.
Obviously, you talk about the loss at Toledo, but you didn't have your starting quarterback. So what happened with Ben? What allowed him to come back this week, and what did you think of his day?
Yeah, he was unavailable last week, so and was available this week. So had a very good week of practice as a staff and as the captains meet with them every Monday. We decided that we were going to do what was necessary for us to win football games, and I think the big thing is like the message to the kids was like, I've been doing this almost 30 years, and I've been a part of 6 different championships at 6 different schools, and I've won a bunch of bowl games, and I've had the fortune to coach a bunch of guys who've gone like. It takes what it takes, to quote Saban, and I tell them every single week what we're going to do, and it's not just understanding it, but it's the willingness and ability to apply the plan, and they did this week, and that's very, very proud of those guys.
Can you give us some insight into Jordan Gant? Because, I know you guys were banged up at running back. He was obviously your featured guy again and delivered again. How did you get him here, and what are you seeing from him?
No, all the credit on that evaluation and the coaching goes to Terry Richardson, and I've said that to anyone who will listen. Terry and I have been together many, many years and have produced some pretty good rushing attacks and running backs, and Terry identified this guy. He recruited him. We were able to get him, and Jordan's just the kind of guy that you want. FCS transfer, really was in the portal for a very long time, didn't have any other offers, and that's the guy that we tend to get with like no NIL, and but it was an opportunity for him to play FBS football, and he's a smart kid in and out of the classroom, gets great grades, watches a ton of film, has awesome practice habits, and then when he gets his opportunity in the game, he produces. So I love that kid.
A guy on the other side of the ball, same question really, but Durham came up huge for you guys today. What's allowed him to kind of pop for you guys?
Yeah, we after the Toledo loss, you kind of go through. You won 2 in a row, 3 of your last 5. You beat your rival. You won 4 wins, which was the most in Akron in a very long time, right? And we're talking about this era. You lose Bullock, you lose Simmons and Kellum, you lose all 3 receivers, right? Norton, Granger, and Golden. You lose Javen James, who's starting at an SEC school. You lose Tyler Williams. It was Clarence Snelly, Marcus Moore, Brian McCoy, and Tavius Fish, Darian Lewis, Devontae Golden-Nelson, Joey Hunter, and your kicker. And it's like, all right, you had momentum. Now what are you going to do to capitalize on it? Well, you're going to lose a majority of your very good players. And then, like I said, without NIL, without some of the resources, you got to work to replace them. And to me, it comes down to evaluation, identification, and then development. And credit goes to Coach Robo and Coach Tibbs. Found Cyrus in the portal, and kind of like most Power 4 guys that we get, that they're unhappy with their role or playing time at their previous destination, and they're looking to come and make an impact. And he made an immediate impact, because had there been a player vote, he would have been named captain, but I named the captain. And that guy, like Jordan, that guy's about all the right things.
Coach, defense been the staple of the team kind of all year. Can you just kind of talk about their efforts and one play in particular down the stretch going into halftime that big stop to, shut down Central Michigan?
Yeah, we were actually the beneficiary of a 10-second runoff roll. I don't know that we stopped them, but we slowed them down a little bit there, enough to get a grounding penalty, force a grounding penalty, and then the clock ran out. But we did some dumb things on that drive, a couple self-inflicted wounds, post-possession stuff and substitution errors. But at the end of the day, our philosophy for red zone defense is 3 or 0, right? When they get down in there, we just, I don't say we don't care if they score a field goal, but they just can't score a touchdown. And we kept them completely off the board there. Now you look back on it, that 3-point swing, those points are critical.
Talk about adversity within the game. Finley obviously threw a pick, but what were you telling him just after that pick, just to get after things?
Well, I told him, hit the popcorn vendor in the back of the head, throw 50 rows into the stands. I didn't want to chuck it down the field and risk a sack, so I called a double screen, and incidentally enough, they were in a 0 blitz, and the guy running the tunnel didn't run the tunnel at the speed he needs to, so the play, it wasn't a good enough design, but he could just throw the ball out of bounds. And I told him, hey, we're in this position to win the game because of you. We're not going to, you just go forget about it, and go on to the next play.
Going back to late first half, Durham, you talked about self-inflicted. He got called for roughing the passer. I don't know what you thought of it.
To me, it looked like he hit him in the head. I don't think it was late. I think it was high.
And then he had the pressure that seemingly, I think it's a direct cause and effect, I should say, on the intentional grounding. So, but anyway, that moment, just what kind of momentum did that give you guys? And then obviously the ability to come out in the second half and score when you guys got the ball.
It was huge because, it is a game of momentum, and there's going to be ebbs and flows and peaks and valleys. And, I think that infused a little life into us heading into the locker room with a 4-point lead rather than a 1-point lead or down 3, and then to be able to get the second half kickoff and go down and score. And I don't want to say we were playing 4 corners and trying to play keep away, but at that same time, you're up that many scores, you want to continue to be aggressive, just not reckless. So, I'm like, all right, we're going to run this thing, and we've been running it well. Work to drain the clock, and we got the stops when we need them.
When you put on Johnson in, your backup quarterback, is that like a special goal line package, or obviously it led to a really cool touchdown? But what's the thinking with him in there?
It was we when we lost Taj, the plan was to replace his role in the offense with someone similarly skilled. And so I've known Michael a long time. I think I was his first. I offered him when he was at Penn State, and he's got a lot of stickers on his suitcase. And go on, and he brings a lot of the qualities to the table that Taj did. And where we're, third and short, goal line, just some things that are designed quarterback run with RPO stuff. And the beautiful thing about Michael, 100% has embraced his role. He's a guy that wants to coach just like his dad, and comes in every day with a positive attitude, whether he's in for 1 play or whether he's in for 50 plays. And that's what we need, selfless guys who are about us, not about me. And he's one of them. Hey, what's up? Just talking good about you. Half of that shit was true, too.
So, hands team is something that goes overlooked until you really need it. How much you guys put into it, and what did you just think of that execution?
It's like car insurance. Need it. I don't know, say we practice special teams more than anyone in the country, but we don't deviate from our plan. So, like this morning at our 10 o'clock walkthrough, it's special teams situational. And on our Friday practice, because of the nonsensical, stupid ACR penalty that our kids have to suffer, we lose a full Thursday practice. So for 2 straight years, we have 2 days off that are mandated instead of 1 day off. So everyone else in the country's practicing, we lose a full day of practice. So the fact that these kids can execute at all for such a cowardly and archaic and a punishment that's penalizing kids that didn't have really anything to do with it. But that, I'm getting off the point.
To clarify, that's this season and next
Yes,
year?
no, last season and this season.
Okay, no
We have
Thursday
one
practice.
mandatory off day, which everyone in the country has, and we have another one that we're not allowed to meet or practice. So it's amazing we're able to function at all. Like I said, for some pro clutch. I mean, whatever. But Friday practice, there's a must onside and hands period. That's 4 minutes that we do. Our special teams walkthroughs that we did this morning, same exact thing. So one thing we're not going to do. We may rep it a million times, and it may not show up once. But if we don't rep it and the situation appears, then shame on me, and that ain't going to happen. So we practice the hell out of it. We really do. And Coach Mavica, and I banged a timeout. We knew it was going to be motion, and Marcel did a great job fielding that thing. We practice enough special teams? Yeah. Special teams, we get enough work at that? Yeah. Okay.
Coach, first MAC win of the season. Just how big is this for the team morale?
It's big because it's the one that was this week. So I don't think morale has ever been a question with these guys because it's really not a choice, right? It's not a democracy. It's a benevolent dictatorship. And there's a way it needs to be done, and we're going to come in and we're going to do that. And when we work and when we earn it, then we get what we earn, right? But it would be remiss to say that like we weren't a little, our chins weren't on our chest like after last week, because that's true. But at the end of the day, like I said, you either get knocked out and lay on the mat, or you get knocked out and you stand up and keep fighting. And that's a credit to these guys and our leadership. And we weren't going to lay down. We were going to stand up and damn fight.
Hey, Joe, my last one for you is I overlooked this earlier, but about 5:38 is where I had the snap. Just under 6 minutes either way left in the second quarter. You go for it on 4th and 1, kind of near midfield. Obviously, he didn't just get it, but it was a huge play, right? So, like, what was your thinking in that moment, and how big of a shift in momentum was that one?
Here was my thought process. Their style of football limits offensive possessions, and you could tell when they kind of get it going and they're running the ball, and Coach Drinkle's done a very nice job and came in from Army, and I've been on the other side of those Army games when I played them at Fordham, that, you punt it and give it away, you may not see it till the next quarter. So I'm, the way it was going and they were moving the ball, I'm like, all right, we need to steal a possession here, and I think called a pretty decent play, and guys blocked it well, and Jordan split it.
Anything else for Coach? All right, Coach.
All right. Awesome, guys. Thank you very much. Have a great day.